Hello Stampers! Today we're going to work on this fancy fold card called a diamond fold. And here's your diamond right here. You see when you open it up. There are a lot of fun things you can do with this fold, so let's get started. I'm Sally Allen and I'm stamping with gas. The nicest thing about this fun fold card is it fits in a regular envelope. You see there how it fits? So you don't have to make a special envelope for it. All right. To get started, you need one sheet of cardstock, 8.5 by 11, and I've chosen Night of Navy. You want to cut it down the center at 5.5, at 4.25, right down the middle, so you'll have enough for 2 cards. So it's 4.25 by 11. Then you're going to take your scorer and you're going to score your 4.25 by 11 sheet of paper like this. So this is on my blog. This dotted line is a score line, and that's at 5.5. And this is another score line at 2 1/8. Now notice on this side, we're not going to score this side because that is this right here. So there's only the middle one and this one. Okay, so, but you do want to take a pencil and you want to mark at 2 1/8 right here, because what we're going to do is cut from the center on the diagonal, because we want to remove those, because those will become our diamonds. So it'll look like this. I should have chosen a lighter piece of paper because it's hard to see the scores, but you can see how that is scored there, and no score on this side. All right, so now I have a lot of other sizes of paper, so I've chosen the Night of Navy and Daffodil Delight. So for your Daffodil Delight, you want, well, let's see, I'm sorry, getting confused here. So you want a 4 1/8 by 3 1/8 Daffodil Delight. And then you want a piece of coordinating designer series paper. And I've chosen pressed petals. And I've cut a couple of, because I want to get, this is what the big sheet looks like. So I cut it in a strip, and then I tried to get where my posy was in a good spot. Now here's a little tip that you might like. When I'm putting together a card, I like to use some paper clips. So I'll put my coordinating piece there and then pick one of the pieces that I cut out, and I could just clip it on there, maybe, and see what it looks like. Now that's going to cover up most of my posy. So I can keep doing that until I'm satisfied. This one is kind of off center too, so let's see what this one, well actually this one might work better because, there you go. So it's more off to the left, so now you can see the posy. So I'll go ahead and put that on there. Now the reason I like paper clips is sometimes I get so excited and I start gluing things down, and I notice this in my classes where people start working ahead and then they're sorry because maybe I tell you to glue the DSP to the yellow piece and leave it that way so that you can wrap ribbon or twine around it. Well, once they glue it down, they can't do that. So I'm just working with paper clips until we get it the way we want it. All right, so now I'm going to have 2 yellow pieces like that. Well, I'm sorry, 1. I cut 2, but I just need the 1. And it goes here. So here comes your diamond. So it goes right there. So we can use our paper clip and put that there. All right. So you see how that's coming together? And it's nice too because you can fold it this way, and this way. All right. So now the 2 white sheets for the inside are 4 1/8 by 3 1/8, and they go here. They go on the inside. Now you can put your greeting wherever you want it. I did put the greeting on this side on my card, but I think I like it better over to the right here. Another handy way to use your paper clips. Oops, and I did all those kind of goofy. All right. So that way you can sign your card, and then you have some room over here to write a little message. All right. So once we get gluing things down here, now I want to cut a square like this one, and I want to cut it on the diagonal. So I end up with a piece like this. Oops. So here's what it looked like before I cut it, and then I cut it. And I like this piece, so I'm going to glue this piece right here. You can use this flap here for another kind of greeting, or you can, any kind of cutout you want to put there. The possibilities are endless with this little card. I really like this layout. All right, so now I used a greeting, and I used my layering circles dies. Oop, that kind of shiny. So my layering circle dies, and I used the 2 1/8 and the coordinating scalloped one here to get my greeting. And I dropped something on it, so I've got a little smudge. But we can go ahead and start, now that we know where everything goes, we can go ahead and start committing with some glue. So and I'm always been a liquid glue person because it gives me some wiggle room. So if I don't get that exactly on there the way I want it, I can kind of wiggle it around until it's where I need it to be or want it to be. When you use we used to call it snail, now it's stamp and seal. Once you get it on there, it's hard to wiggle it around and get it where you need it to be. So that's why I'm a liquid glue person. Now here on this one, be careful to get your glue only on the one side. I did this a couple of times and put glue all over. I got real excited, and then I had to erase all that glue. Thank goodness for glue erasers. And if you've never seen one, mine looks kind of cruddy, but it looks like this, and it erases that glue. They come in a square, actually, and I cut mine in half so that when I have a group of people, there's enough for everybody if they need it. All right, so there's my yellow shape there, and then I'm going to use dimensionals to add my greeting because I want to lift it up a little bit. And doesn't take very many. I'm going to put 3. I always get a kick out of new people that I look over and they're using about 20 dimensionals. It really doesn't take that many. All right, so I'm putting my greeting right there, and now I'm leaving enough room down here for a ribbon. So I've made the ribbon here, and I also fussy cut some flowers here and then put some of the champagne jewels in there. Oops, my other one fluttered to the floor, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this one, even though it's not really the one I want there. Of course, that happens when you're working on something for a video. Okay, and our greeting. And our blank sheet. So again, I want to get these adjusted, and I can do that because I use liquid glue, so they're kind of in the same spot there. All right. Now, of course I have glue on my fingers, and see how that just erases that glue there where you don't want it. Now for the little flowers that I put right here, as I said, I fussy cut those. Some people don't know what that means. I have a sheet, let's see, a little, thought I did. I'm going to take and cut out these little flowers here to use here. And when you fussy cut, you're just going to use your snips, and the best way to do it is to turn your paper. See how I turn my paper and not actually turn my scissors? That's going to give you a little more control, and it's a little faster. So move my paper instead of trying to cut around that shape there. Let's see if I have another one here. And then I will use some of the dimensionals to lift these up. Not all of them. I'll put one flat. I'll put a couple of them on dimensionals. And this time I'll use our smaller, our mini dimensionals. And one more. I should have just done this and had it all ready for you, but I didn't have that done. So you can see how fast it is sometimes to fussy cut when we don't have the coordinating die or a punch that you like or whatever. So sometimes I don't necessarily like to fussy cut all the time, especially if I'm making a lot of cards, but it's okay. It's pretty fast. All right. So now I'm going to take and glue just one of them down. I'll glue this bigger one down. Put it right there, and then use my mini dimensionals here. And kind of set it over here. And another one like that. All right, so now I can put my jewels and my ribbon, and voila, we're all done. Thanks for stopping by today. Hope to see you again next time.